topic is very personal to me because it completely changed how I see my life. There was a time I thought I was moving, but I wasn't really moving in the right direction. I had goals, I had plans, but deep down there was still confusion. And everything began to change when I understood the difference between purpose, destiny, and assignment. It brought clarity, it removed pressure, it helped me to stop chasing the wrong thing. And I truly believe that this can do the same for you. Many people today are not confused because they lack direction. They are confused because they misunderstand this spirit thing. If you don't understand purpose, assignment, and destiny, you can spend your life busy but not effective, active but not aligned. But once you understand this, your life begins to make sense. So in this video, we are going to break it down clearly with Bible truth. Let's clear the confusion once and for all. Many people are frustrated not because they don't have purpose, but because they don't understand what purpose really is. Mix up purpose, assignment, and destiny and end up chasing the wrong thing. So let's start from the very beginning. What is purpose? Purpose is the reason why something was created. It answers the question, why do I exist? The Bible gives a direct answer to this. In Ecclesiastes 12 verse 13, it says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. Which means the foundation of human existence is God. This shows that life is not random or self-defined. It's God-defined. Your life only makes full sense when it is aligned with him. You were created for him. In Colossians 1 verse 16, it says, for by him was all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible. All things were created by him and for him. This means your life is not centered on you. You came for God and you exist for God. This also explains why success alone does not satisfy. You can achieve many things and still feel empty if your life is not aligned with the one you were created for. Also in Genesis 1:26 and 27, it says, and God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. So God created man in his own image. This means your purpose is to reflect God, to show his nature, his character, and his ways here on earth. This is why every human being desires meaning, love, justice, and truth, because we are made to reflect his image. Jesus made it even clearer. In John 17 verse 3, he said, and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent. So purpose is not just about doing something, it is about knowing God. Knowing God is not just intellectual, it is relationship. It is walking with him daily. When you combine all this, your purpose becomes clear. You exist to know God, to love him, to serve him, and to reflect him. This is the same for every human being. It does not change. Now, how do you discover this purpose? You don't discover purpose by looking at yourself first. You discover it by turning to God. In Matthew 6 verse 33, it says, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. This means you start with God and not your desire. Because when you start with yourself, your desires will change and confusion will follow. But when you start with God, he gives stability. Then your mind must change. In Romans 12 verse 2, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. As your mind is renewed, you begin to understand your life correctly. Renewing your mind means replacing wrong ideas about life with God's truth. You must also stay connected to God. In John 15 verse 5, Jesus said, I am the vine, you are the branches, and without me you can do nothing. Purpose is lived out through connection. Now let's move to the next word, assignment. What is assignment? Assignment is different from purpose. Purpose is why you exist. Assignment is what you are sent to do. Purpose is general. Assignment is specific. Purpose does not change. Assignment can change with time. This is very important because many people get frustrated when seasons change. They think they have lost purpose, but in reality, their assignment has simply shifted. The Bible shows us this clearly. In Jeremiah 1 verse 5, it says, before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee, and I ordained thee a prophet unto the nation. That was Jeremiah's assignment. This shows that God not only creates people, he sends them. In Luke chapter 1, 13 to 17, John the Baptist was given an assignment to prepare the way for Jesus. In Judges 13 verse 5, Samson was assigned to begin delivering Israel from the Philistines. Even Jesus had a clear assignment. In John 3 verse 16, it says, for God God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. In Luke 19 verse 10, it says, "For the Son of Man come to seek and to save that which was lost." But not everyone receives a dramatic announcement like Jeremiah and Jesus. Some discover their assignment over time. Joseph later said in Genesis 50 verse 20, "Ye thought evil against me, but God meant it unto good, to save much people alive." Esther also discovered her assignment in Esther 4 verse 14. "And who knoweth whether thou hast come to the kingdom for such a time as this?" This teaches that assignment is often revealed when opportunity meets responsibility. In Ephesians 2 verse 10, it says, "For we are his workmanship, created unto good work, which God has before ordained." God has already prepared paths for your life. You discover them by working with him. Now let's talk about destiny. Destiny is the end result of your life according to God's plan. It is where your life is headed. In Jeremiah 29 verse 11, it says, "For I know the thoughts that I think towards, the thoughts of good and not of evil, to give you an expected end." God has a future in mind for you, but destiny is not automatic. Samson did not fully fulfill his destiny because of disobedience, but Jesus did. In John 19 verse 30, he said, "It is finished." So destiny depends on whether you know your purpose, follow your assignment, and work with God consistently. Let's bring everything together clearly. Purpose is why you exist, which is to know God, to love him, serve him, and reflect him. Assignment is what you do, specific instructions from God in different seasons. Destiny is what your life becomes when you follow God's plan. So how do you know your assignment? You don't start by searching for it directly. You start by seeking God first, according to Matthew 6 verse 33. Staying connected, John 15 verse 5. Being faithful in small things, Luke 16 verse 10. Proverbs 3:5 verse 6 says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not unto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path." God may not show you everything at once, but he will show you just the next step to take. Now here is something very important. Understanding purpose, destiny, and assignment is one thing, but knowing whether you are actually working in them is entirely a different thing, because it's possible to understand all of this and still not believe in it. So in the next video, I'm going to show you clear signs that prove you are truly working in your purpose, you are fulfilling your assignment, and you are heading in the right direction towards your destiny. And I'll also show you the warning sign that reveal when you are not aligned, so you can correct it early. This video will be dropping next, so make sure you subscribe, turn on your notification, and don't miss it, because it's not enough to understand it. You need to be sure you are actually living it. Bye for now, and I'll see you again on this space.